Hey Chizu, guess what? I finally finished that puzzle I've been working on for weeks.
Oh, did it come with a picture? Because knowing you, you probably mixed up half the pieces.
No, no, it was a scene from Hyrule, and it turned out beautiful.
Sure, until you realize the sky is where the grass should be.
Haha, very funny, but seriously, it was quite a challenge, and I'm proud of myself.
Well, congrats on not losing any pieces. That's an achievement in itself.
Thanks. How about you? What have you been up to lately?
Me, just the usual. You know, toppling governments, training my army of cats.
Chizu? Don't scare our listeners like that.
Relax, Ruri, it's just a joke. Though I wouldn't mind an army of cats.
Ha 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 ha. Imagine General Whiskers reporting for duty.
They'd be more efficient than some people.
Anyway, I also tried out this new recipe for cookies. They were supposed to be chocolate chip, but I think I added too much vanilla.
Too much vanilla? What's that like? To actually taste something other than pure sugar in your baking.
Hey, my cookies are delightful. You just have a snack complex.
A snack complex? That's a new one. Maybe I should start a support group for people who prefer salty snacks.
I'd join, as long as there's a cookie corner.
Of course, Ruri, we wouldn't want you to go into withdrawal.
Withdrawal? Me? Never.
Sure. Keep telling yourself that.
Well, moving on, have you watched the latest episode of Enchanted Grove? I heard there's a twist nobody saw coming.
Oh, that show. I stopped watching after they killed off the main character's pet dragon. That was just unnecessary.
I know, right? But rumor has it they're bringing in a new mystical creature to fill the void.
Great, because what audiences really want is a revolving door of magical pets.
To be fair, the creatures do have a high mortality rate in that show.
Probably because they keep casting real animals. You can't expect a raccoon to stick to the script.
Haha, can you imagine a raccoon trying to act? They just raid the craft services table.
And then claim it was method acting?
Speaking of acting, I've been thinking about taking improv classes, to sharpen my wit.
Improve classes? Ruri, your wit is already as sharp as a butter knife.
Ouch, Chizu. But I'll take that as a compliment.
Take it however you want, just don't expect me to join you. The world isn't ready for double the Ruri humor.
Ah, come on. It could be fun. We could be a dynamic duo.
I'll stick to being a solo act, thank you very much.
Spoil sport.
Anyway, shouldn't we get started with the podcast? Our listeners are probably tired of hearing us ramble.
Oh, right. Let's dive in, shall we? Today, we have a lot to cover, from gaming news to some surprising updates in the tech world.
Yeah, let's get this show on the road before Ruri decides to bake us all into a giant cookie.
Ha. Ha. Only if you're the chocolate chips. Chizu?
Just start the podcast, Ruri.
All right, everyone, let's kick things off with some exciting news from the gaming world. Halo developers 343 Industries have officially rebranded as Halo Studios.
Finally, they realized 343 sounded like a robot barcode. Halo Studios has a nicer ring to it, don't you think?
Absolutely. And not only that, but they've given us a sneak peek at Project Foundry, which showcases Halo's future in Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine 5. Now that's a power move. I can't wait to see what they do with all that graphical goodness.
They've even released a 6-minute video and a blog post to give us a glimpse of what's to come. It looks incredible.
6 minutes of eye candy, huh? I bet the Master Chief has never looked better or more detailed.
Exactly, and they've mentioned that the quality we see in Foundry is what we can expect from future Halo titles.
Good riddance to the Slip Space engine. I say, it's about time they joined the party with UE5.
Pierre Hintze, the head of Halo Studios, mentioned that most of what we saw in Foundry will appear in upcoming projects.
I'm curious to see how this affects gameplay. Better graphics are nice, but if the gameplay doesn't evolve, it's just window dressing.
True, but imagine exploring those detailed environments. They showed off the classic Pacific Northwest setting and two new locations.
The Pacific Northwest, home to trees, rain, and now stunningly rendered Halo battles.
And let's not forget the Coldlands and the Blightlands. The Blightlands especially sound intriguing and a bit creepy.
Creepy is good. It means they're stepping out of their comfort zone. I'm all for a hauntingly beautiful Halo game.
The Flood making a comeback in UE5? That's a scary thought, but I'm here for it.
Just as long as they don't bring back the library level from the original Halo, that gave me nightmares.
Huh. I remember that, but with UE5, the horror elements could reach a whole new level of intensity.
Intensity is one way to put it. I'll need to stock up on spare underwear.
Chizu, this is a family-friendly podcast.
What? I'm just preparing our listeners for the horror that awaits them.
Right, well, Tim Sweeney from Epic Games also chimed in expressing how honored they are to have Halo Studios using Unreal Engine 5.
Tim's probably doing backflips. This is huge for Epic, getting a franchise like Halo on board.
Definitely, and it's not just about the switch to Unreal Engine. Halo Studios is hoping this will help with hiring and onboarding.
Smart move. They need all the talent they can get to make the most of UE5's capabilities.
Chris Matthews, the art director, pointed out that some components of the Slip Space engine were nearly 25 years old.
Ancient, in gaming terms. Time to retire the dinosaur and embrace the new age.
Exactly. And with the new engine, they're aiming to focus solely on creating top-notch experiences.
I'm all for that, as long as they don't forget the core of what makes Halo, well, Halo.
Of course, they haven't announced any release dates for the new games yet, but just knowing they're in the works is exciting.
Patience is a virtue. Ruri, when they're ready to show us more, I'm sure it'll be worth the wait.
Agreed. It's a new era for Halo, and I can't wait to see where Halo Studios takes us.
Neither can I, but for now, we'll just have to keep ourselves busy with the current lineup of games.
And maybe replay some classic Halo missions to prepare for the graphical revolution that's about to hit us.
Sounds like a plan, but remember, no matter how good the graphics get, nothing beats the nostalgia of pixelated Master Chief.
Haha, spoken like a true gamer, Chizu. Well, that wraps up our discussion on Halo Studios' big reveal. Stay tuned for more gaming news coming up. Speaking of big reveals, let's shift gears and talk about another major player in the tech industry. A U.S. judge has ordered Google to make some significant changes to its App Store policies.
Oh, Google's finally getting a taste of their own medicine, huh? It's about time someone shook up the Play Store.
Indeed, the judge's injunction outlines that Google must allow Android users to download apps from other sources and use alternative payment systems within apps.
Alternative payment systems. That's going to hit Google where it hurts. Their wallet.
It's a bold move, and it's all thanks to Epic Games' lawsuit. Remember when Fortnite got pulled from the Play Store for bypassing Google's payment system?
How could I forget? Epic threw a gauntlet, and it looks like it paid off. Google's monopoly on app distribution is cracking.
The injunction also prevents Google from making deals with device manufacturers to pre-install the Play Store, which could open the floodgates for competitors.
Competition is good. It drives innovation and gives consumers more choices. But I wonder how this will affect the quality control of apps on Android.
That's a valid concern. With more apps coming from various sources, ensuring safety and security might become more challenging.
Exactly. Google's walled garden might have had some annoying weeds, but at least it kept out the invasive species.
True, but this could also lead to a surge in creativity and diversity within the app ecosystem. Developers will have more freedom to experiment.
Freedom is great until your phone becomes a testing ground for buggy apps, but hey, that's the price of progress, right?
I suppose so, and Google isn't taking this lying down. They're planning to appeal the verdict, which could delay the implementation of these changes.
Of course they are. They're not just going to roll over and let their profits slip away.
The appeal process could take a while, but in the meantime, the judge has set a deadline for Google to comply with the injunction by November 1st.
November? That's not far off. If Google drags its feet, they might find themselves in hot water.
And to ensure compliance, a technical committee will be established with members chosen by both Epic and Google.
A committee? Sounds like a bunch of suits arguing over semantics while the rest of us just want to download our favorite apps without jumping through hoops.
It's all about finding a balance between fostering a competitive marketplace and maintaining user trust.
Trust that will be tested if users start encountering more malware and scams due to lax oversight.
Hopefully, Google will rise to the occasion and implement robust security measures alongside these policy changes. This whole situation reminds me of when you try to organize your digital photo albums and end up finding a bunch of duplicates and blurry pictures.
What? How does cleaning up your photo albums relate to Google's App Store drama?
Well, it's about sorting through the chaos to create a better system. Google's Play Store is getting a much-needed cleanup, and hopefully what emerges is a more streamlined and user-friendly experience.
Streamlined and user-friendly, huh? I'll believe it when I see it. But here's hoping that this shakeup leads to some positive changes in the tech giant's ecosystem.
Absolutely. And it's not just Google feeling the heat. Other companies like Apple and Amazon have faced similar scrutiny over their App Store practices.
Oh, don't get me started on Apple's iron grip on iOS. If Google budges, maybe Apple will be next in line for some judicial tough love.
It's a domino effect, and it could redefine how we interact with our devices, more options, more innovation, and potentially more headaches.
Headaches or not, it's a step towards breaking down the walls these tech giants have built around their digital empires.
And as consumers, it's exciting to think about what new apps and services might emerge from a more open and competitive environment.
Just as long as we don't have to sift through a sea of knockoff apps to find the good stuff.
I'm optimistic. With great change comes great opportunity, not just for developers, but for all of us who love technology and its potential to improve our lives.
Improve our lives, huh? Well, I suppose I can get behind that. But let's not get too carried away. This is just the beginning of what could be a very long journey.
That's true, but it's a journey worth taking. Who knows what the future holds for the world of mobile apps?
Only time will tell, Ruri. Only time will tell. But for now, let's keep our eyes peeled for any further developments in this saga.
Will do, Chizu. And with that, we'll continue to monitor the situation closely and keep our listeners updated every step of the way.
So stay tuned, dear listeners. The tech world is in for a wild ride, and you wouldn't want to miss it.
And now, on to the next chapter of our tech saga. It looks like Fortnite is gearing up for something big with Disney, and it's not just another skin collaboration.
Oh, what now? Are they going to turn Tilted Towers into Main Street USA?
It's more than that, Chizu. They're actually working on a Disney-specific mode within Fortnite, and it's shaping up to be quite unique.
A Disney mode? So instead of shooting each other with assault rifles, we'll be throwing autograph photos of Mickey Mouse?
Not exactly, but it does mean that not all outfits will be able to do everything. For instance, a Lego Minific wouldn't wield a gun, right?
Wait, so you're telling me that in this Disney utopia, we won't have Mickey running around with an SMG?
Precisely. It's all about respecting brand guidelines and ensuring that the characters behave in ways that align with their identities.
Brand guidelines? Since when did Fortnite care about staying true to character? Isn't half the fun seeing normally peaceful characters engage in absurd shootouts?
I hear you, but this partnership is aiming to create a distinct experience. Plus, it's not just about the gameplay, it's about storytelling and immersion in the Disney universe.
Immersion? Huh? So, we'll be building castles and singing songs instead of securing victory royales.
Well, it's a bit early to say exactly what the gameplay will involve, but we do know that players will be able to flow between a Fortnite experience and a Disney experience.
Flow between experiences? That sounds suspiciously like a fancy way of saying there will be a lot of cross-promotional content.
Perhaps, but it also suggests a deeper integration of Disney magic into the Fortnite world, which could be pretty cool if done right.
Magic, schmagic. I just hope they don't turn the whole game into a massive advertisement for the Disney Vault.
I'm sure there will be a balance. After all, Disney invested $1.5 billion into Epic Games, so they're likely looking for a mutually beneficial arrangement.
$1 billion. That's a lot of mouse ears, but I guess it makes sense for Disney to want a piece of the Fortnite pie.
Absolutely. And with the success of previous Disney crossovers in Fortnite, it's clear that there's a huge appetite for this kind of content among players.
An appetite for Disney content? Sure, but will players be okay with restrictions on what their characters can and can't do?
It's an interesting question. On one hand, it could provide a refreshing change of pace and introduce new types of gameplay. On the other hand, it might limit the creative freedom players have enjoyed so far.
Creative freedom is key in a game like Fortnite. If Disney starts dictating terms, they might end up alienating the very community they're trying to court.
That's a valid point, but let's not forget that Fortnite has always been about evolution and pushing boundaries. This could be another leap forward for the game.
Or a leap off a cliff. We'll just have to wait and see how this partnership plays out.
True, but it's exciting to speculate about what kinds of adventures we'll have in this new Disney realm. Maybe we'll get to explore classic movies or team up with iconic heroes and villains.
As long as I don't have to rescue any princesses or clean up after woodland creatures, I might be interested.
Haha. I'm sure there will be plenty of action and adventure to keep everyone entertained, regardless of whether you're a fan of fairy tales or high-octane battles.
Well, color me cautiously optimistic. If nothing else, it'll be amusing to watch gamers navigate this brave new world of corporate synergy.
Brave new world indeed, and with Disney's vast array of properties, the possibilities are virtually endless.
Endless possibilities, endless merchandising opportunities. Same difference, right?
You're such a cynic, Chizu, but I appreciate your perspective. It's important to keep these discussions balanced.
Balanced. Sure, but let's not drink the Disney Kool-Aid just yet. We'll need to see some solid details before we can judge whether this Disney mode is a dream come true or a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
Well said, Chizu, and rest assured we'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it unfolds. There's bound to be more news on the horizon, and we'll bring it to you as soon as it breaks.
Breaks like a poorly constructed Disney castle in a game of Fortnite Demolition Derby, right?
Exactly, Chizu. Now let's gear up for the next segment of our podcast. There's plenty more to discuss in the ever-changing landscape of gaming and technology. Speaking of changing landscapes, there's been a rumbling in the tech industry that could signal a significant shift in the chip-making world. It appears that Qualcomm has been exploring the idea of acquiring parts of Intel's chip design business.
Qualcomm snapping up bits of Intel. That's like the tortoise considering buying the hare's racing stripes.
Very poetic, Chizu. But in all seriousness, this could be a strategic move for Qualcomm, especially considering Intel's recent struggles in the PC client group.
Struggles is putting it mildly. Intel's been lagging behind, tripping over its own shoelaces, while AMD and others zip past.
Indeed, and with Qualcomm's expertise in mobile chips, absorbing some of Intel's design units could help them break into new markets or bolster their existing product lines.
Breaking into new markets sounds like a euphemism for taking over the world, one processor at a time.
Well, maybe not taking over the world, but certainly expanding their influence. Intel's client PC design business is reportedly of particular interest to Qualcomm's executives.
Client PCs, huh? So, they're eyeing the throne of the personal computer kingdom. Makes sense, given how much the lines between mobile and desktop computing are blurring.
Exactly. And with the mobile chipmakers' track record, they could inject some much-needed innovation into the PC market.
Innovation or a silent coup, next thing you know, our laptops will be asking us to sign up for 5G data plans.
Haha, that might not be too far off, but let's focus on the potential benefits, like improved performance and energy efficiency in our devices.
Benefits, schmefits. What I want to know is, how will this affect the average consumer's pocketbook? These acquisitions usually come with a hefty price tag.
That's a fair concern. However, increased competition often leads to better pricing and more options for buyers, so there's hope for cost savings down the line.
Hope is a dangerous thing, Ruri. Remember when HD DVD was hoping to compete with Blu-ray? Look how that turned out.
True, But Qualcomm has a solid foundation and a history of success in the mobile sector. They're not exactly entering the arena blindfolded.
No, but Intel's not exactly a featherweight, despite their recent setbacks. This could be a David versus Goliath situation, except David has been hitting the gym.
And let's not forget that Intel has a wealth of patents in intellectual property. Access to that could be a game changer for Qualcomm.
A game changer or a legal minefield? Licensing negotiations are going to be a thrilling spectacle, I'm sure.
Thrilling for us maybe, but nerve-wracking for the legal teams involved. Still, the potential for advancements in chip technology is undeniable.
Advancements that could lead to the next generation of always connected PCs with battery life. That doesn't make you want to tear your hair out.
Now you're speaking my language, Chizu. Imagine a world where your laptop lasts all day without needing to be tethered to a power outlet.
Imagine a world where my phone doesn't turn into a heating pad after 10 minutes of streaming video.
We can dream, can't we? But with Qualcomm's potential acquisition of Intel's assets, those dreams might just become a reality.
Dreams or nightmares, depending on who you ask. Some people are going to be fiercely loyal to Team Blue, while others will welcome Team Snapdragon with open arms.
It's all about embracing change and innovation. The tech industry thrives on evolution, and this could be the catalyst for the next big leap forward.
A leap forward or a stumble into the unknown. Either way, it's going to be one heck of a ride for everyone involved.
And as our listeners know, we're all about keeping up with the twists and turns of the tech world. Rest assured, we'll be following the story closely.
Closely and with popcorn in hand, because when two titans of tech start circling each other, there's going to be some drama.
Drama that could shape the future of computing as we know it. From smartphones to servers, the impact of this potential deal could be far-reaching.
Far-reaching and possibly far-fetched. Until the ink dries on any contracts, we're in the realm of speculation and what-ifs.
Speculation that's grounded in the very real shifts we're seeing in consumer electronics. The way I see it, this is just the beginning of a new chapter in tech history.
A new chapter with Qualcomm as the leading man. We'll have to see if they can handle the spotlight without stumbling over their lines.
With their experience and proven track record, I'd say they have a fighting chance. And who knows? Maybe this will be the push Intel needs to revitalize their approach and come back stronger than ever.
Competition breeds excellence. Or so they say. Maybe a little friendly rivalry is just what the doctor ordered for both companies.
Here's to hoping that whatever happens, it leads to better products and services for all of us.
And here's to hoping that my next phone doesn't spontaneously combust. Baby steps, right?
Right, Chizu? Baby steps toward a brighter, faster, and safer technological future.
Well, that's enough philosophizing for one podcast segment. What's next on the agenda, Ruri?
Plenty more, Chizu. But before we move on, let's recap the potential implications of Qualcomm's exploration into Intel's territory. It's a chess game of high stakes and higher ambitions, and we're all witnesses to the strategy unfolding before us.
Witnesses or pawns in their grandmaster schemes. Either way, I'm eager to see how this all plays out.
As am I. Chizu. As am I. Now let's take a quick breather and get ready for the next round of Tech Talk. There's never a dull moment in this industry. And now for something a bit unexpected. It seems that fans of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, dubbed Echoes of Wisdom, have found a clever way to make Link the protagonist again.
Wait, so they're saying Zelda isn't the star of her own game? How typical. Even when it's her moment in the spotlight, Link finds a way to steal the scene.
Well, it's not quite as simple as that. Apparently, there's a glitch or sequence of actions that lets players swap Zelda for Link after completing the first dungeon.
A glitch? So our heroine gets sidelined because of a programming quirk? That's just peachy.
It's not necessarily sidelining her, Chizu. Think of it as giving players the option to experience the game in a different way. Plus, it's a testament to the ingenuity of the gaming community.
Ingenuity or meddling? I can already hear the fan theories about how this glitch is actually an Easter egg planted by the devs.
Either way, it's generating a lot of buzz, gamers are always looking for new challenges and ways to refresh their experience. And this seems to fit the bill perfectly.
Refresh their experience or complicate the game's narrative. Imagine playing through a Zelda, forming a bond with her character, and then poof, you're suddenly controlling Link.
I think that's part of the appeal. It's like getting two games in one. And let's face it, there's a certain charm in discovering hidden features and secrets buried within the code.
Charm or frustration, because I can see this becoming a headache for those who prefer a straightforward playthrough.
True, but for the adventurous at heart, it's an exciting discovery. It adds another layer to the game, encouraging exploration and experimentation.
Exploration and experimentation that could lead to corrupted save files and hours of lost progress, but hey, that's the price of adventure, right?
Well, when you put it like that, it does sound a bit risky, but the fans who've managed to activate this glitch seem pretty pleased with the results.
Of course they are. They've essentially unlocked an alternate reality version of the game, but I wonder how this will affect the storytelling and character development.
It's an interesting point. The dynamics between Link and Zelda are central to the narrative of Echoes of Wisdom. Switching protagonists mid-game could lead to some jarring transitions.
Jarring transitions that might leave players feeling disoriented. One minute you're channeling the power of the goddess Hylia, and the next you're slinging arrows and slicing through bokoblins.
Disoriented, perhaps, but also delighted by the novelty of it all. It's not every day you get to play as two distinct characters in a single-player adventure.
Distinct characters who, let's be honest, fulfill very different roles within the game's universe. I mean, Zelda's not exactly known for her swordplay and stamina wheel antics.
That's fair, but it's also important to remember that this glitch or feature is entirely optional. Players who want to stick with Zelda can do so without any interference.
Optional or not, it's going to divide the fan base. There will be those who praise it as a stroke of genius and those who dismiss it as a gimmick.
Division among fans is nothing new, Chizu. Every game has its share of controversies and debates. It's all part of the rich tapestry of gaming culture.
A rich tapestry woven with threads of controversy, passion, and glitches. Well, isn't that a lovely image?
Haha, you're such a romantic, Chizu, but in all seriousness, this could be a fantastic opportunity for players to customize their gameplay experience to suit their preferences.
Customization is one thing, but messing with the core mechanics of a beloved franchise, that's playing with fire, Ruri.
Fire that could forge new paths for the series or sing the edges of its legacy. Only time will tell if this unexpected feature will be remembered fondly or with a hint of regret.
Regret or not, you know what they say? All publicity is good. Publicity. This little Link trick is bound to spark even more interest in Echoes of Wisdom.
Absolutely. Anything that keeps the conversation going and the community engaged is a win in my book. Plus, it's always fun to see what creative solutions players come up with.
Creative solutions that might just overshadow the actual content of the game. But who am I to judge? If it brings joy to the masses, then so be it.
Joy, excitement, a touch of confusion, it's all part of the gaming experience. And as long as people are enjoying themselves, that's what truly matters.
Enjoying themselves or questioning the very fabric of reality within the Zelda universe? Tomato, tomato.
Ha ha ha. You always have a way of putting things into perspective, Chizu. Whether you're Team Zelda or Team Link, there's no denying that this latest development has added an extra layer of intrigue to the game.
Intrigue that will surely lead to countless forum posts, YouTube tutorials, and heated debates at gaming conventions.
And we'll be here right in the thick of it, chronicling every twist and turn of this ongoing saga. The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, might just be the gift that keeps on giving.
Giving us content for our podcast, giving players new ways to enjoy their favorite games, and giving me a headache trying to keep up with all the drama.
Drama that's sure to captivate and entertain us for many episodes to come. So let's raise our master swords, or Sheikah slates, to the dedicated fans who keep finding new ways to surprise us.
Here's to the fans, the glitches, and the endless cycle of patches and updates. May your frames rates be high and your bugs be few.
Cheers to that, Chizu. And with that, we conclude our discussion on this fascinating turn of events in the world of Hyrule. Stay tuned for more gaming news and insights in our next segment. Well, Chizu, it's been quite the whirlwind of tech and gaming news today, hasn't it?
You could say that. We've covered ground from Halo's graphical overhaul to Google's App Store shakeup and even a potential chip-making showdown.
Not to mention the intriguing developments in Fortnite's Disney collaboration and the unexpected twist in The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Unexpected twists seem to be the theme of today's episode. Who knew the tech world could be so entertaining?
Entertainment is the name of the game in podcasting, and I hope we've provided plenty of it for our listeners.
If by entertainment you mean my impeccable wit and your endearing enthusiasm, then yes, we've delivered in spades.
Haha. But we have Chizu. It's been a pleasure discussing all these stories with you, as always.
The pleasure is somewhat mutual, but let's not get all sappy now. We've still got to wrap this up.
Right. Before we go, I want to remind everyone to follow us on social media for the latest updates and to join in on the conversation.
And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more insightful analysis, humorous banter, and the occasional disagreement.
Which makes for great listening, of course. We love hearing from you, our wonderful audience. So keep those comments and suggestions coming.
Yes, your feedback helps us grow and improve, even if some of it is just thinly veiled criticism wrapped in compliments.
Constructive criticism is always appreciated. It's how we learn and become better podcasters.
Speaking of improvement, maybe next time we can work on not letting Ruri's laughter go on for quite so long after one of my particularly funny jokes.
Oh, hush, Chizu. You love it when I laugh at your jokes. It boosts your ego.
Ego or not, we should probably keep things moving along. We wouldn't want to overstay our welcome.
You're right, as always. So on behalf of both of us, thank you for tuning in and joining us on this journey through the ever-evolving landscape of technology and gaming.
Until next time, keep your controllers charged, your apps updated, and your minds open to the endless possibilities of the digital world.
And remember, whether you're a seasoned gamer or a casual tech enthusiast, there's always something new and exciting just around the corner.
Just around the corner, along with the inevitable bugs, glitches, and patch notes that come with it.
Embrace the chaos, folks. It's all part of the adventure.
Chaos, adventure, and the occasional system crash. What more could you ask for?
Haha, well said, Chizu. And with that, we bid you farewell until our next episode. Keep being awesome, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Farewell, listeners. Stay cool, stay connected, and most importantly, stay tuned. This is Chizu signing off.
And I'm Ruri, wishing you all happy gaming and smooth browsing. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Over and out.